Today is Tactical Tuesdays. I am Dr. Osiris Carter. And like I told you, if it's something to worry about, one thing I ain't worried about is the shot clock.
You
Understand me? Because I'm shooting from half court. I'm pulling from the logo.
Believe it. Believe it.
You understand that?
What's happening? What's happening? It's your partner, Uncle Malcolm. And just to reiterate, AR does not stand for assault. Okay?
AR
I don't care what you heard. AR does not stand for assault rifle. Know that.
We are doing the responsible thing, man. Today, we are socially distancing ourselves. So the audio quality will verify that. And also, if you check our social media feed, we will be posting this somehow, some way. You understand that? So I'm at my house. We are on Zoom. Shout out to Zoom, man. Zoom, send somebody to the show.
Send somebody to the show, Zoom.
Talk about this platform, man. I love Zoom. It's so easy. It's going to record to the computer, multiple files. We in there. But anyway, so we've been talking about preparedness. We keep talking about preparedness. It's been over 2 months, man, where we really have been talking about preparedness. And it's funny because I always read this section called "The Armed Citizen" in one of these gun magazines. And it was funny because the stories always are about personal defense. Somebody busting in somebody's house. Somebody running up on you while you at your car at the grocery store, or something like that. But this one, I'm finna read this one right quick. It's not long. I'm gonna read this one to you, bro. And first of all, I want to know your first thoughts about it, and then let's just break this down. Anyway. On a Father's Day, a day when men spend quality time with their families, a pastor was required to defend his loved ones. Listen to the wording in this. A pastor was required to defend his loved ones and others with a gun. The father acted, that's right, after a man who was wreaking havoc in the area. The armed citizen was in line at a Walmart near Olympia, Washington, when he heard gunshots coming from outside. He said he recognized the sound as gunshots because he had gone through active shooter training and carries concealed. The troublemaker was attempting to carjack a vehicle and had shot the driver twice. That was when the pastor started to close in on the suspect. Once he was within range, he fired. After the gunman fell out the car, the pastor made sure he was no longer a threat and started administering first aid. I carry a firearm for the same reason that I carry a first aid bag, hoping to never have to use them, but always being prepared nonetheless, the armed citizen said. That Sunday, he used both. Now, so first thoughts about that, what you just heard, just first thoughts about that.
What stood out to me was active shooter training. Had the man not had any type of that training, he probably wouldn't have recognized what the gunshots and not allowed him to operate the way he operated.
Okay. So
active shooter not being the key word being trained.
Okay.
Because we go back and forth, and we say it almost every podcast. You're gonna do what you train to do.
Now.
And the man had some kind of training.
Okay. Now, the first time I read that, that's what I thought. So I sat down and I got to thinking, wait a minute now. Okay. He's inside of the Walmart. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The gunshots were outside of the Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
How does this pose a threat to him?
It doesn't.
Number one, how does this pose a threat to him?
Definitely.
Okay, so that's number one. Let's go back to the beginning though. So he's in line at Walmart. He's in line, so we know he inside. Unless he at the grocery, unless he at the lawn care side where that's outside. But at most times he gonna be inside. Now he hears the gunshots coming from outside. He said he recognized the gunshots because he had gone through active shooter training. how does I've never taken an active shooter training, but how does that help you to recognize what a gunshot sounds like versus
They
say fireworks?
they mimic the sound of a gunshot.
Okay.
When you're in active shooter training, they say this is what it's gonna sound like. Kind of show you the difference in different sound,
Okay.
so you can identify, a gunshot from say fire.
All right. All right. Now, the biggest the biggest thing in this to me was, did he pay for his items at Walmart?
Mm.
Huh? Did he pay for that stuff
That's a
before he left? Now he's
that's
a
a
pastor.
shoplifting charge.
Now he
That's a
got a
shoplifting
shoplifting
charge.
charge. He may
Straight
have
up.
gotten he may have gotten a serious charge though, for involving himself in something that he technically had nothing to do with. Normally in
Yeah.
those cases, when I read those stories, normally it always says the victim was not charged in this incident. The victim was let go, X, Y, and Z.
Right.
This one ended
Right.
with he used both. You know, I
Right.
don't know. I don't know if that's the right situation to involve yourself.
I
This whole
agree. I definitely agree. You should have hunkered. I mean, and that see that's where the discrepancy. He used some of his active shooter training. He didn't
right
use all of it
there
because
you go.
one thing that the active shooter training does tell you is that if you do hear this sound outside, then you need to hunker down inside.
So he stolen
And
those
and
items.
and
He stole those items. Went
yeah.
outside under the
So
premise that he was,
yeah.
under the premise that he was finna be a hero.
And this a pastor.
This is a
This a pastor.
pastor. This is what I'm telling you. This is a pastor.
Yeah. It don't sound like off duty law enforcement.
They're
So
doing things differently in Olympia, Washington.
clearly, because yeah, he might get charged.
It's funny, man, because all this time we've been talking about, like physical things that you can do to be prepared, getting your 72-hour bag, you know, taking training classes, doing mental reps at home and all, well, doing physical reps at home. But a state of preparedness also encompasses a lot about how your mind is working. You know what I'm saying? It has a lot to do with how your mind is working.
Did I just
So,
click out just then?
huh?
Did I just click out and did my video just click out?
Nah, I don't know. I
Oh,
was
it
looking
clicked out
over
on
here.
my end.
I
It
was,
said my iPad down to 10%. So
oh
I
man,
mean, I
here we
got a
go,
plug. I
man.
got a plug. I can just plug it in. I
You
just
know
got to
what I'm
go get the
saying?
plug.
He not guy. He's not used to having to use technology to
I'm,
to
uh,
to to
I'm
produce
not. I'm
results that
not.
we
This is
that
this
we
is
have
a lot
normally
for me.
given. This
This
is
is the
heavy
first.
for you.
We all going through things that we've never been through before. This is a first for all of us. You know
Right.
what I'm
I
saying?
think I hope this is the first time and the last time you use them Raycon Global earpods.
Why you don't like the
Nah,
Raycon
them
sound? I
things
fix
trash,
my.
man. Them things trash.
Well, they sound the music sound amazing. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
That's
That's what I
going
bought
in
them
your
for.
ear.
I ain't buying to talk on the phone. I could talk on the phone. You know what I'm saying? I bought these
Hey,
for music.
now anyway, shout out to Ray J. Ray J, come on the show,
One
bro.
time to Ray J,
I'm just messing
man.
with you, bro. It's all good. They look like diamonds in your ear though. But anyway,
Hey, and these were for Chris. I bought the gold ones, for
looking
gold
boy
of
and girl.
I just ended up, commandeering because she got the Apple, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. All right,
I'm
so check
supporting
this
black
out.
businesses, man. Shout out to Raycon Global.
Yeah,
Ray J, come holler at us. I wish was my jam. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
hey, but anyway, so check this out. So the other day, we're sitting at work, and it's funny, man, because in public safety, we become desensitized to an extent to a lot of stuff. But anyway, so we sitting talking at work, and one of the girls at work was saying that she's in traffic one day. She coming up 75 North. She getting off at Central. No, actually, she coming east and she getting off at Central. 20 East and she getting off at Central. And the person in front of her really didn't mean to get off because it's an exit only lane. So this car has stopped in the exit only lane, waiting for a opportunity to get over to get back on the highway. So she said she blow her horn. She said after she blow her horn, the dude who gets out the car with an AK-47.
A
Bitch, you
Draco?
blow. Listen, bro. She
He
said
got
it
out
was
with a
long. Listen,
Draco?
she
With a
said it was
Yama?
long, bro.
He
She
jumped out
said,
with the Yama?
listen, bro. She said it was long. She say he get out, he up the unit, bro, and he yell at her, "Bitch, if you ever blow your horn at me again, I'll blow your head off." Right? mind you, mind you, she cannot back up because there's people behind her. She can't go forward because she can't see his tires. So, like my brother said, she can't just boom, boom, get out the way. Listen,
See,
man.
see, you gotta see them ties.
Listen, bro.
Well, first of all, I see so
So,
many things wrong with
so,
that.
so first of all, first of all, what happened wrong in this situation?
First of all, you blew your horn.
I blow my horn at people all the time.
I understand that, but everybody doesn't receive it the same way. You feel what I'm saying? You ever blowed your horn at somebody because they were doing something wrong and they blowed it back at you?
Yeah, I'm that
But
person.
they
I'm
were
that
in the
person.
wrong.
If
Oh,
I'm
you'll blow
wrong,
back.
yeah, if I'm wrong and somebody blow at me, I'm blowing back. I'm not upping no pistol on nobody.
Bro, I'll tell you what. We are going to register you. You're not going to be an assistant instructor. The next refuse to be a victim course, you will be a registered student.
Nah,
Because
listen,
clearly you're
man.
not listening to the to the materials, bro.
Listen,
That's
bro.
the wrong answer. You inciting road rage. You inciting road rage,
That
especially
is
in times like this. People are their anxiety levels are already hyped.
that is what my horn is for. Hey, buddy, let's go. You stopped in the middle of the highway, basically, bro.
Nah, your
This
horn
the
is for
exit
somebody
lane.
about to
It's
hit
still
you.
room for you to get off of here to get back on the highway.
Your horn is for somebody coming in your lane and about to hit you. If it's
You are in
immediate
my
danger
lane
and you
and you
feel
about
like
to
you're
hit
about to get
me.
in the accident.
You in my lane, you about to
But if
hit
you
me because
just sitting there, and maybe a toot at a red light, I mean at a green light, somebody
that's
sits
all
there
I'm
long
doing.
and
Boom, boom. You know what
just
I'm
a
saying?
little
Do-do,
cuckoo,
do-do.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah.
but nah, and the second thing again, she was too close, dog. You gotta be ready to anything could happen in that point. You need to be able to maneuver your way out of a situation.
So
And if
in
you
this
all up on
case,
somebody, you can't do that.
what would you do?
I may have blown my horn at him, maybe,
Okay.
depending on what kind of music I was listening to, you know. Um,
Nobody here listening
but I definitely would have
Yo
been far
Gotti.
away from, and after, so when he got out of the car with the AK-47, it
Collision the
it
car.
I immediately would have put my hand on mine
Uh-huh.
and put it in a position not that he can see, but that I can easily, if I need to, so
Right.
but depending on how that AK-47 was positioned,
I think
if
she
it was
said, nah,
if he was just holding it like this, then
I
I'd have
think
been
he
like,
said
hey,
I think she said he upped it and he pointed it at her like, listen, don't blow no horns this way, player.
I'm sorry, bro. Right now I would probably be. This was when this happened.
This was like, she said it happened like 6 months ago. I didn't remember.
Oh,
You see what I'm
okay.
saying?
Well, I'd probably be out by now. But I probably would have went to jail that day because I would have. If you point a gun at me, I'm going to fire it.
Right.
It's just that's what that's what that means to me. You point a gun at me, it means you gonna shoot me. So I feel like my life is in danger. So I'm gonna fire. So I would have fired. And I would have gone to jail and had to explain how, it was self-defense.
What would
And
you do?
plead my case.
So let's say, so
Damn.
you do that, right? Do you
Mm.
leave the scene?
No, of course not.
You
You
stay right
fire
there.
I unload my gun. call the police, and sit down Indian style till they get
Like this here, Indian
there. Like a
style.
meditate.
Yeah,
Right. Like a
like,
meditate.
yeah,
You
Hare
know what I'm saying?
Krishna. Like
Right.
you eat lunch at summer camp.
Like this here. Just not
Yeah,
to appear as a threat when they get on the scene.
because they coming quick, Jack. You can understand
I,
me because
yeah.
as soon as he up that unit, 3, 4 cars back, somebody in the car 911 already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
know,
And again, I felt that's a direct danger. I felt like that I would be in direct, my life would be in danger at that point. So
two different cases, man, of what would you do? You know, if you was in that Walmart, what do you do? What do you do if you was in that Walmart, bro?
hide,
Hide.
hide, and I have my hand on. I have my unit out, but I'd be hiding just in case he come around my corner or find where I am.
Do you
But hide until I hear a siren.
you take your items with you?
I At that point I don't know. Probably whatever I had at that desk would have stayed at that desk if
Right.
I'm not under the desk or under somebody else's counter or something.
I'm thinking in my best mind, I'm thinking I'm running to as far to the back of the store as I can.
Yeah, yeah,
While every half a second I'm looking over my shoulder, looking back to see if this cat has entered the store. I'm running toward the
yeah,
back with my unit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, hey, come on. That's not my threat. And it's
yeah.
funny, and it's funny because when you first read that off top, you're like, oh yeah, why he a hero. But then when you just break it down piece by piece, you
He
are
didn't
in
have to involve himself.
you
Yeah,
inside the store. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's all about what would you do. I mean, it's funny, man, because again, when people think about preppers and all that kind of stuff, when you really unpack it, when you really break it down, it's really a mind frame as opposed to a physical state of being. You know what I'm saying? It's
of
really a
course.
mind frame, man. Preppers have a different mind frame than the rest of humanity.
Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah.
about being
I'm
prepared in
glad
more
you
than one way.
said that because that's one of my. That's a perfect what you call it, a bridge. What's the word for the bridge? The perfect
Segue.
segue into the shots down range. And that's especially with my shots down.
You know, it's all about having the prepared mind frame as well. Having a lot of stuff, having a lot of gear and all that kind of stuff don't mean diddly squat when you don't know how to use it, or when you don't know when to use it, or when you don't know the right time to apply that. Um, you know, do you save this for later? Do you use it now? It's the mind frame. What's the plan? That's mental. We talk so much about training and stuff like that, but what is the plan? I mentioned that last episode, and I may have or may not have led on that Malcolm had COVID-19. Nah, it may have sounded like it. Several people told me that it sounded like it, bro, and I apologize if I
It
if
did.
I
It did to me. It did to
I,
me. I'm helping everybody.
I,
Knock on
I
wood.
apologize if I led anybody to think that he
Uh,
had the COVID-19. He does not, man. He just was he.
I do not. I'm healthy. Everybody.
I
Knock on
know,
wood.
man,
Thank
and that's
God.
that's that's my bad, man.
And my
But
family's healthy. So
a lot of people
good over
thought
it.
you, a lot of people thought you had COVID-19. I ain't
I
gonna
ain't got
lie.
no haircut. I might look like it, but
Boy,
I
I
ain't.
need a haircut so bad. I
I'm
can't. I mean, but anyway,
I ain't risking my life for it. You know what I'm saying?
straight up. Like I tell you, man, every time if you ain't got one, you better go get you one. It's the tactical accessory of the day.
In the gun culture, in our industry, ARs are of course the most coveted, most popular platform for a rifle because it is so customizable. You can basically do whatever you want to it and make it your own. Barrel length, the weight of it, to different furniture you can put on it. You can make it your own and make it real personal. Um, left hand, right hand, ambidextrous, however you want it. You can put whatever kind of glass on top, depending on whatever your application is. Some people like to have scopes, long range scopes where they can fire out at 100 yards or better. Some people prefer red dots for closer applications, like home defense and things like that, in more close quarters. But it's a tough juggle to figure out. And again, you may have a different one for different applications, because that's your right to have as many as you feel you need. But I'm a multi-purpose guy. Like my brother, I'm a fan of multi-tools. I'm a fan of things that
Hey,
can
shout out
do
to all the
more than one.
multi-tool lovers, man.
Right,
I
right,
got them.
right. I feel like I need something that would do everything at the time. But I'm here to bring back an old school bush
Oh,
nail. They
Bushnell.
a
Shout
bush
out to
nail, man.
Bushnell, man. I rock
I
with
mean,
Bushnell too.
bush nail been
Didn't
making
I
great
give you a
optics for
Bushnell one
years.
time?
Possibly, possibly.
I gave you
But
my Bushnell.
possibly. But they because you wanted something that was more fancy, I'm sure,
Sig.
or something that they were talking about.
A
Exactly.
six scope. Six scope.
But Bushnell been doing it for years, folks, and they've been doing it right. People been hunting with Bushnells as long as I can remember. So I figured, why not, take a little old and put it with the new. So recently, I purchased. And first, let me show clear.
Thank you.
Just that. Can you see that?
Yep.
That look clear to you, bro?
Yep.
Look clear.
Yep.
All right. All right. So I like to close my dust cover because I don't like dust.
Looking, boy.
So Bushnell made a TRS26, which is a mini red dot. Battery operated, runs over 1620, 106 CR 1620 batteries, over 800 hours of battery life. It has brightness controls right here, if you can see. You hold one to turn it on, hold one to turn it off. You press it rapidly, it will get brighter. You press it rapidly on the down arrow, it will get darker, depending on the application and kind of ambient light that you have. It's coated. The lens is coated, as you can see, so it cuts down on the glare that you have. And I believe it's a 2 MOA red dot right here. And I coupled it. Now, mind you, I said I like things that do more than once. This is a red dot without a magnifier. So this is going to give me the same sight picture I would see if I was looking through iron sight. So I paired it with the Bushnell magnifier. Now, this is a 3-time magnifier. Works very simple, very user friendly. Whether you're a lefty or a righty, you can change how it's mounted and pop it over. You just pull it out, pop it on when you need it, when you need some magnification. When you don't, you got close quarters, you just pop it out. Together, these probably cost about $500, which is less than most of those expensive sites alone that I mentioned. So again, Bushnell, don't forget about these people. They've been doing it for years. They make great products. This is very sturdy. I'm and by no means careful with my guns, so they get dropped, they get thrown around and everything. And this stands the test.
That's dope.
Shout out to Bushnell.
Bushnell, hey, send somebody to the show, Bushnell, straight up. We can talk about that whole
Please,
setup. Matter of
please,
fact, y'all can bring me one and I use it for T&E. You did.
please,
You
please,
did. And you know we always got
please.
to send some shots down range.
Boom!
Looking boy.
Shut down range.
I hate you, man. I hate you.
So, like I said, shots down range today, man, is in line with what we're talking about. I want to give a special shout out to the preppers out
Hey, one
here.
time.
Before all of this happened, we were the outcasts of society. They looked at us a certain way. They made shows about us. They called us hoarders. I mean, they called us all kind of things outside of our name, because we were crazy. What do you think is gonna happen? Do you think the world's gonna end? Do you think, what are you prepping for? I'm going to work every day. Ain't no problems out here. What are you prepping for? So, in light of everything going on, this is your answer, people. Because while y'all was out at the stores looking for toilet paper, while y'all was out shopping for toilet paper and Lysol, guess what? I had it already. You see what I'm saying? I had it already.
Hey man, listen.
I needed some more toothpaste because I ain't have enough toothpaste.
Hey, listen. All
I'm in
complaints.
Walmart buying.
I will put his his email in the in the description. All complaints go to his email.
Hey, complain about what you want, but they called us names. They made shows about us. They made it look like we were doing something wrong. But guess who ain't out here looking for toilet paper? In my next podcast, I'm gonna just have nothing but my toilet paper.
Hey. Right. Make sure you go to www.pstatearmy.com. Check out the Pro Shop. Also, while you're at home, make sure you print off some of the free training aids that we offer. I am your boy, Dr. Osiris Carter. And let me reiterate this. I am the Glock Slayer.
Boo.
I am the Glock Slayer. You understand?
Boo. Signing off is your partner, Uncle Malcolm, and no Joe Biden. You cannot have my AR-14.
And as always, guys, remember, watch your six and stay low.
Cheers.